That kind of sucks. These stories are all really, really intense. There's a few more that we could review, but I'm going to intersperse a pretty light one. The sauna industry in the United States is heating up. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to make my feelings on this very clear. Saunas are a beautiful thing alone. Once you have increased the occupancy to 2 or more, it's officially one of the gayest things ever invented. Doesn't matter if you are family, doesn't matter if you're cousins, doesn't matter if you're like whatever. Once a sauna reaches the occupancy of 2 plus, it's gay. It's the gayest thing ever invented. It doesn't matter if it's a man and a woman in there. As a matter of fact, that somehow makes it gayer. I don't know what else to say except for that it's a breeding ground for the disease, for foot viruses, for infections, for like athlete's foot. There's just gross men going in there to sweat. And it's not all men. It's not all men. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see a real dog in there. But what I'm trying to say is that men are the most common users of it, where you go, oh, your body is just fully on display. This is kind of the gayest thing I've ever seen. But also, you are gross to the point where you don't justify showing it off. You know what I mean? So saunas are one of the grossest things ever invented, but apparently the United States is having a growing obsession with them. I don't know why. Apparently people think it's going to make them look younger. It's not.
The U.S. sauna industry is heating up. According to market research firm Technavio, the U.S. sauna sector is expected to grow by $151 million between 2025 and 2029. And the shift comes as Americans jump on wellness trends, look for fitness alternatives, and turn to bathhouses for socializing.
For socializing. You know what this is code for? For sex parties. Americans are gathering at Korean bathhouses where they realize, ooh, this is the first taste of Korean culture where Americans, like, if you're like pro-nudist or whatever and you've been hiding it your entire life, you can flirt with it. You can go like, oh my God, I can actually go somewhere where it's publicly acceptable to be naked in front of people and whatnot. And some people, they'll use that to this is sick. This is sick and this needs to be stopped. We need to have a law against this.
Eric Kilby joins us now. He's the chair and interim president of the North American Sauna Society. Thank you for being...
This dude's a freak, by the way. Look at how his collar's unbuttoned. He's like, I know I'm in a suit right now, but I just want to rip this shit off and we got to crank up the temperature in here because, lady, I know that you and me, we could be talking on such a deeper level if we were both sweating together. That's what I'm just saying. I'll just say that, not to make it uncomfortable. He has a nice like short haircut, so his hair dries quickly when he leaves the sauna. But damn, you can tell just by how he refuses to wear a tie and how his not his 2 top buttons, but his one is just like really, his shirt's all ruffled. He's like, man, I wish I could be naked now.
Here, I mean, there have been articles about...
Who else would be the president of the American Sauna Society? The fuck?
Ditching happy hour for the bathhouse. I mean, this isn't a new thing, but what can you tell us about how growing up with saunas in Finland is different from what we're seeing now?
Listen, saunas in Finland, I have Finnish heritage, and I grew up experiencing Finnish saunas. I remember one of my uncles had a sauna literally built in his lake house. It was crazy. And I remember even then as a kid thinking, this is the gayest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I remember the men, they would sit and they'd be like, the health benefits, it makes me look young. And I'm like, you've all looked 40 since the age of 14. I'm just sorry to say it.
So yeah, we have obviously a huge boom going on, and you can see it here in New York, especially. Like you said, bathhouses, spas are coming out everywhere. I'm going to come to that Finland part soon, but now the problem we are having here right now is that the base of saunas, like the residential saunas, are not that good quality. So many of the people, their first touch to a sauna or sauna is their gym, and it can be like poorly ventilated place, you know, with maybe not that well clean space. So that's a totally different thing than growing up in Finland, because there's a very much culture behind it, and it's not only the hot room that makes the difference. And there's actually a way, I don't know if we have time, but there's a way to explain, like I've been scratching my head for more than 20 years.
Yeah, listen, nothing against Finnish culture or the Finnish people. I am Finnish. I'm not, like, I don't hide it whatsoever. I'm proud of my heritage. But I will say this. you got these folks who live up in shacks, up in like cabins or whatever in the woods, and they have a sauna built. It's like the most luxurious thing. They brag about it. They got a sauna built. And they know a guy. It's like, oh, I know about Bing Bong. He has a sauna built up at a shack by Strashikala Lake or some shit. And then they're like, okay, let's go check it out. And then as a kid, I was experiencing the sauna, and I would watch them, whatever, they tout the health benefits. They'd be like, it makes your skin clean. It makes your hair a certain texture. It's Findians. That's why I'm using the accent. Finnish Indians. It's like people that are of a Finnish descent they either know like Indians, which is the term. I'm sorry if I say Indian and some people go, you should say Native American. Indian is the term that they use on tribal grounds and whatnot. It's just something that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be offensive when I use it, but Findian is a term that I've heard all the time where it's a Finnish Indian. You grow up around these families and they tell you about the health benefits. Oh my goodness, it makes us all just look so young and whatnot. And you go, okay, I guess I understand it, but like where do all the open pores come from? Where do all the everything else? Where do all the skin defects come from? And then I watch as they open their pores in this, this hot, sweaty area, and then they go and I watch they would open the door and I would be like, oh, they're catching some of the air from outside. They're catching the nice cold breeze or whatever. And then you watch as this is the reason they're by lakes, they run and they jump from the beach or sometimes off the dock into this gross, sedimenty, like fish shit infested, like weeds all over. The ground is just fucking gross. It's just it's this lake, and then that's why you go. Eventually, you're like, oh, that's why American saunas don't work. They're used by American people. If you eat like an American, if you behave like an American, if you have American habits of like treating your body and whatnot. Yeah, okay, that makes sense as to why all the health benefits don't seemingly say they don't work, you know what I mean?
In this country for more than about 30 years, but what I see here is totally different than the Finnish part.
Totally agreed.
What's obviously interesting about that is the thing that Finland has been, by the UN, has been chosen to be the happiest country on earth, which...
Yeah, I want to know something else about that. What percentage of Finland is white? Finland is overwhelmingly white, with around 93 to 97% of the population being identified as ethnically Finnish or white. I'm sorry. Finland, Lithuania, and Israel, these ethno-states, always rank so highly on the World Happiness Index. Let's get a little honest about why the people in those countries are so happy. It's because they're living around people who look exactly like them. Let's be really, really honest.
Makes Finnish people sad because they understand that other people are even more miserable than the Finnish people are.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is that again that there's so much more to the culture.
Well, let's talk.
Maybe there's so much more to that culture, that ethno state. Maybe there's something more to that culture that makes people just so gleaming and happy and just, man, they don't seem to age up there. I'm curious.
Lifestyle. Do you have any concerns with people who start to see there is money to be made?
Well, no, it's fair and square. Alcohol consumption is going down, and from hobbing to tubbing or whatever you want to call it, that's totally fine. But this is a learning process. So we are going towards. At the end of, I strongly believe that at the end of the day, the Americans will be sauna bathing like the Finns are, but It's going to take time. So this is one phase in the process. This
yes.
spa, thing.
I think, like a lot of things, Americans are going to fuck it up. We're going to ruin it. Listen, I love that the Finnish people have this culture. They have this thing that, like, it makes them all look very good. It's like it's a practice, you know what I mean? And some other cultures, they'll adapt it. Korea has their own versions of saunas. Japan, they have bathhouses. They have all these sorts of things. What I'm worried about is the American concept of taking things to excess, which is what our people and our culture is so known for. We are known for taking beautiful concepts, and we are known for either bastardizing them, sometimes beautifully. Like, listen, sometimes you come to America with some fun music and we make it into jazz. You know what I mean? We do some fun stuff, admittedly, but I'm worried about bathhouses slowly and quickly. I'm just gonna say it because America moves quicker than any other nation sometimes. Sometimes if we're oriented around a common goal. That's going to quickly turn into sex houses, and that's my general worry. I think that bathhouses are going to be code for they're going to be the new, have you guys seen the Hulu show Harlots? I think it's going to be the 21st century harlots. That's what I'm a little worried about. Culturally, do I think that's a great idea that we have bathhouses in every town, city, whatever? At 18, you're able to immediately go hang around people and be nude and whatnot and sweat your day out, whatever. You know what? I'd say this. Localism, I'm totally in favor of it. If your town wants it, I think you should want it. I think you should have it. That's what I think. That's what I think, because I believe in truth.